Now, I know y'all saw that Cardi B and Offset Jr. are back together, but I already told you I didn't think that it was over in the last video. And if you don't believe me, go and watch the Cardi B and Stefon Diggs Super Bowl split. It's literally the last video that I uploaded. But today we're going to talk about regular, everyday people and how to identify a relationship that's going nowhere. Now, if you're new here, you may not know that your conscious cousin is from The Chi and not the TV show. Born and raised in Chicago, and I recently started following one of my favorite radio stations, WGCI. We call it GCI 107.5, you know, whatever you like, okay? But I recently started following them on Instagram, and I came across a post that I'm going to play in just a second. And it got me to thinking, if I was ever a guest on this radio station, I would want to give these callers some advice that not too many people are going to tell them. Now, here's the clip.
All right, Chicago, if you missed today's Sunday confession from earlier, take a listen to the call. I'll get to your responses. And, of course, you already know I got to let you know what I think.
Hi, Trey. So it's kind of like a confession, but I need a little bit of advice. So me and my man, we both the same age. We 33. We graduated from Dunbar together, so we high school sweethearts and whatnot. For Valentine's Day, he got me a promise ring. Now, man, I love this promise ring, like this everything. And yes, for those who do know me, he does have a baby, and we've been through thick and thin together. But my family, they feel like it's just not it. Like, he needs to be engaged to me. That needed to be him on one knee. Like, am I being stupid, or like, should I be happy and just enjoy my promise ring?
First of all, there are many things wrong with this caller, okay? Many things are at play with the relationship of this caller. As you heard, she's 33. She's been with her current boyfriend since she was 15. They attended the same high school together. He has a baby. She almost said that she had a baby, but no, he has a baby, which means there has been some breaks in the relationship, possibly some infidelity, okay, that resulted in another child. But like she said, they've been through thick and thin, and now at the big age of 33, for Valentine's Day, he got her a promise ring. Now, what I heard right there was all three of her chakras are in disalignment, okay? She called in for some advice, all right? She wanted to know how she should feel about her boyfriend for over half of her life giving her a promise ring at the big age of 33, and her family is basically clowning her like, girl, that should have been an engagement ring. You need to move on about your life. And they're right. Yes, they are. They're very much right. But she loves her promise ring, okay? This lets me know that she's operating at a very low conscious level. I'm going to say she's stuck in her sacral chakra, okay? She's stuck in the idea of what a high school sweetheart should be, what it can turn into, having that relationship that blossoms from high school into a beautiful marriage of 50 years and 19 grandkids, yada, 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 right? You know, the whole fairy tale story that, you know, most women are sold, okay? However, she doesn't know how to feel about the promise ring due to the fact her family is basically telling her, like, you need to move on. This man is playing around. You know, he should know by now. Y'all literally have been together, you know, longer than you've not known each other, okay? If you're 33 and you've been with this man since you were 15, that's 18 years that you've been with him, okay? You've been with him more years than you've not known him, okay? Now, at 33 years old, promise rings, in my opinion, should not even be a thing. I'm 35 years old, and I would not accept a promise ring from anybody, okay? Not at all. I'm not even dating anybody longer than a year if we're not, you know, on the trajectory of marriage. Why? Because I have done shadow work. I have kissed enough frogs to know exactly what I want and exactly what I do not want. And what I don't want is somebody to play in my face or waste my time. Okay. Now, whatever happened in the course of their relationship that led to him having a baby outside of their relationship or not with her, we don't know. She didn't get into all of that. But let me point out 3 things that I heard right off the rip. Okay. 1, she has low confidence, low self-worth. That's sacral chakra energy, solar plexus energy. I'm sorry. Solar plexus energy completely imbalanced. Why do I say this? Now, even if she doesn't want to be married, which I can't imagine that she doesn't, because a promise ring is supposed to be the step before the engagement ring. So for her to be so excited about getting this promise ring lets me know that she's hopeful that this promise ring will one day turn into an actual commitment of an engagement, of a proposal for marriage. Okay, so that lets me know that she has low self-worth, low self-esteem. She's calling in for advice because although she says she loves her promise ring, if you loved it that much, you wouldn't care what anyone says. You wouldn't care what your family had to say. You wouldn't care what the callers who called into the radio station had to say. You wouldn't even care what the radio host who you were calling to get the advice from had to say. But you did. You did call in. Something internally, her intuition, female intuition, sacral, solar plexus energy at work is letting her know you can do better. Okay. 2, there has been some break or some transgression in the relationship that has caused him to have a baby. That lets me know that he himself is operating in his sacral chakra. Now, they met at the age of 15, okay? When your sacral chakra has developed and you're moving on to your solar plexus development. They met at that crucial point in high school where your hormones are raging, you got a little bit of confidence, you look good, your skin might be clear, or you may have some acne, I don't know. But you're developing your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-esteem, your willpower, your discipline, your confidence. That's solar plexus energy. Okay, seeing as how they met at that crucial time, whatever predicament their relationship was in high school has continued into adulthood. All right. It has continued so much so that he was able to put her through thick and thin and simply give her a token, a little trinket of commitment to let her know, I'm going to just dangle this in front of your face to keep you around a little bit longer. I care about you just enough to not let you go, but not enough to commit to you, although we've been together for 15 plus years, on and off, possibly. Okay. And let's just say they never broke up and he stepped outside the relationship and had a baby. That lets me know that 1, her root chakra is in balance. Why do I know that? You are now committed to a man that has had a baby while you guys were in a relationship or possibly outside of the relationship, maybe during a break, maybe during growing pains. You know, you're teenagers transitioning into adults. A lot changes from 15 to 33. It is very much possible that, you know, life circumstances cause you guys to say, look, I don't want this right now. And then a baby came about. Then you got back together and you said, but this feels like home. This is my security. This is somebody who I've known half of my life. I don't want to let them go. That's letting me know that her root chakra is in balance because she's willing to cling on to something that feels safe, although it's not making her feel loved the way that she desires to feel loved. Okay, because if she was feeling love the way she desired to feel love, she would never question whether or not the promise ring was good enough for her. Okay, when you are in a relationship that's going nowhere, cycles will repeat themselves. Okay, things will happen that will challenge you to say, do you love yourself enough to walk away from what's familiar into the unknown for the possibility of something better. And if you have been with somebody for 15 plus years and all they have given you is a promise ring, it's safe to say that it's not guaranteed that you're going to get an engagement ring at all. Maybe it may take another 15 years for this man to finally say, I'm done doing everything I thought I wanted to do. You stuck beside me through all of this. I'm going to go ahead and give you what you asking for. I done had my fun. You know, I'm 48 now. Let me go ahead and lock it down. And through the transition of those years, more and more and more of your self-worth, self-esteem is being tainted. Just like the situation with Cardi B and Offset Jr., Stephon Diggs, whatever you want to call him, when you have been through so much with the individual, I mean, hell and high water, like Cardi B has been with Offset, constant cheating, constant public embarrassment. Even if somebody comes along that shows you that they're just slightly better than what you had before, you'll stick around. You may break up like they did for the Super Bowl, but they came right back together because it felt safer than venturing out into the unknown where there's possibly better, okay? Something more aligned with what they truly want. And this is why I am going to stand on this hill and scream shadow work till my lungs collapse. Because what working on yourself does for you is 3 things. Root chakra. It helps you to be able to create a stable, safe environment for yourself. If you have children, for your children. Okay. It allows you to magnetize opportunities to improve your finances. All right. Second thing, relationships. It repels low vibrational, toxic relationships that are going nowhere. There's no way. I will never teach my daughters to stay with a man for 15 plus years who has not committed to them. That's outrageous. But when your self-worth is tied to a relationship that's toxic, but it's all you know, you're going to choose something that feels familiar versus something that is unknown because you lack the confidence within yourself. You lack the self-love within yourself to choose yourself. And 3, it lets me know that her confidence there is none. Okay? Mentally and emotionally, this guy has programmed her to accept whatever it is that he gives her. After 15, let's just say 18 years, after 18 years of being together on and off or whatever, he has conditioned her to accept whatever he gives her. And she has conditioned him to not rise to the occasion because her standards have been set so low. Now, if she truly is a woman that is pleased and over the moon with this promise ring, that is an even bigger, louder indication that she needs some help with her self-worth. Okay? Her sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra are operating at a very low capacity. And if it was me, I would tell her to immediately go get her a shadow assessment done so that she can identify the behavioral patterns, personality traits that are keeping her in a relationship that's going nowhere. And I do not want this to be you. So I definitely want you to go ahead and click the link in the description. Read A Hypocrite's Diary so that you can stop falling into these pit holes of relationships, situationships, or whatever you find yourself in that's not making you feel loved, appreciated, making you feel like the most vibrant version of yourself. Because that's what you deserve when you know that you deserve it. Now, we took a break from the celebrities, but tomorrow we getting right back into it. So I hope you guys have found this video to be helpful. 3 areas of your life that will drastically change when you do shadow work is your finances, your relationships, romantic and platonic, and your confidence, self-esteem, willpower, and health. Until next time, endless love, y'all. Peace.